What's that?
We make it a French question.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah. Okay, cool. You got it.
Okay. Good to go. Cameras, everyone? Happy? Then off we go. Tiger, bienvenue. Welcome to France. Quiet last week, Tiger. Looking forward to another quiet week this week.
Yeah, last week turned out okay. It was a great week, and we had a great travel day yesterday with the team, and last night was a lot of fun with hanging out with all my teammates and everyone who's associated with the team. And today was nice to kind of stretch our legs out and get some fresh air and play some golf, and actually play golf in not 100-degree temperature, which was nice. And so I didn't have to change any shirts, which was great. The golf course was very much on par with what Jim has been describing, and it's going to be not exactly set up like it was at Hazeltine. It's a little bit tighter. There is quite a bit of rough, and the greens are extremely deep. Some of the greens are, 50. I think one of them is like 58 yards deep. So, very different setup, and it's going to be, it's going to be a fun event for us.
Indeed, sir. We'll go straight into questions on mic 1, please.
Yes, Tiger. Yeah. Janovin from French TV TF1. Honestly, could you imagine to be there only 3 weeks ago in France?
I was trying to make the team, this year. I was going to be here either way at the beginning of the year because Jim asked me to be vice captain, and to have now earned my way onto the team, to have not only the vice captains but all the players who want me on the team because I was picked. That means a lot to me. I feel like I've played well enough, but I still have gotten the nod from our captain, vice captain, and as well as the players. And so it just felt it feels great to be part of this team. This is a pretty young team, but also a team that has played quite a few Ryder Cups and Presidents Cups as well. So they've been through it.
Going to go mic 3, on your left, Tiger. Ian.
Tiger, at any stage in your career, has your game ever suffered from trying too hard? And if so, is there any chance of that potentially happening this week?
Honestly, the only time you guys probably know the story. I've told you, a number of times is in 2006 at the Masters. I tried way too hard and tried to do it for the wrong reasons. My dad was dying, and I knew that would be his last event he'd ever watch me play, and I tried to win it for him. And I tried too hard in that back nine, missed a bunch of putts, and ultimately lost the event. And then I had a talk with him, post-Masters, and he basically chewed me out for, I thought I taught you to play this game for your own happiness and for yourself and for your own joy. This is what I've taught you your entire life. And he was right. And, lo and behold, I go ahead and win the Open Championship, a couple months later. So that's the only time I've ever gone outside of the window and tried too hard, just because of the circumstances of what was going on at the time.
And mic 1, Karen, please.
Tiger, on Sunday, one of your friends, Phil Gordon, tweeted that last year you told him that you just wanted the young guys to feel the heat of playing the back nine with you in the lead one more time. Why? Why was that important?
Well, they had, a lot of these guys were, the younger guys were on their way in when I was on my way out. And, they had never really played against me, when I was playing well. I mean, it's been, 5 years since I won a golf tournament. And a lot of the players were just coming onto the scene. where there's JT, Jordan, now Bryson, Brooksy was just getting out here, getting started, coming off of the European tour. So a lot of these guys just, hadn't played against me yet. And I think that when my game is there, I feel like I've always been a tough person to beat. And they've been jokingly saying that, we want to go against you. All right, here you go. And we had a run at it, and it was a blast because I had to beat, Rory head up in the final group. Rosie was tied with Rory, and obviously I had a 3-shot cush, which is awfully nice, but still, I hadn't done it in 5 years, and these guys had both ascended to #1 players in the world. They've won major championships. They've won golf tournaments all around the world. And I haven't really played a whole lot of golf in the last few years.
Mic 4, Ewan, please.
Tiger, have you...
Sorry.
Right in the middle.
Yep.
Did you celebrate Sunday night at all, or did you not have a chance to do that, or did you not want to? And also, have you been aware of the scale of the reaction to your victory, which even by your standards has been incredible kind of the world over?
The last part of your question, the scale, no, I really haven't, because I'm trying to return, the text messages I've gotten, but I'm still well north of 150. So it's going to take me a little bit of time before I answer all that. I really haven't looked online and read any articles about it yet, because after I finished, I had a big media tour I had to do there at East Lake, and then as soon as we left there, we went to the Renaissance Hotel to all meet together, and we had a big signing that we normally do. Got that all out of the way, and then we hopped on a flight, and next thing you know, we're here training and then playing a practice round. So no, I really haven't had a lot of time to soak it in. I will post Ryder Cup. I'll take a look back and I'll reflect on it. I haven't seen any videos of. I saw a couple of them on some French news channel that the people rushing behind me, but I really haven't sat down and watched it yet. I still have this event to do, but post Ryder Cup it'll be a different story. I'll look back at it and I'll soak it up and really reflect on what really transpired that entire week.
Going to go mic 3 on the left, Bob.
Tiger, I don't know if anybody in the media has said thank you, but for all of us that earn our living in the golf business, a big thank you for what you did Sunday.
Thanks, Bob. It's there's been a lot of you who have supported me, through a lot of the years, and many have doubted that I'd play golf again and win again. So I want to say thank you to all the people that have supported me.
And on your far right, Tiger, mic 2, Phil.
Tiger, there are some incredible statistics surrounding your career, but one of them this week that's relevant is being on one winning Ryder Cup team in 7 appearances. Is that something that bothers you, and if so, how much?
Yeah, it certainly is something that looking back on my entire Ryder Cup career, that's not something that I really enjoy and I really like seeing. I've played a lot of the matches. Of those 7 previous Ryder Cups, I've sat out one session, and that was the last session at Medina. Otherwise, I've played every single match, and we haven't done well. The year that we won in 2008, I had reconstruction knee surgery after the U.S. Open, so I didn't play. And I was a vice captain, in 2016, but it's different being a player. It was neat to be part of the team, be part of helping the guys in any way I possibly could to make them feel comfortable, to get them into the right circumstances, to allow them to play their best golf. This is, as a player, it's different because, you focus, as a player, you focus on your playing partner you're playing with and just go earning a point. As vice captain, there's so many moving parts that you're in charge of. And so that was very different in 16, but my overall Ryder Cup record, not having won as a player since 1999, is something that, you know, hopefully we can change. And we haven't won as a U.S. squad here in 25 years on foreign soil. So, you know, hopefully that will change this week as well.
Mic 4, Brian.
Tiger, you mentioned that 1993, the last win here. Obviously, there's various reasons, but if you were to put it down to maybe one or two reasons as to why you think the U.S. hasn't won here in that long a period, what would it be?
Well, I think the best way to describe it, I remember being a part of some of the President's Cup teams that Jack had captained, and he says it's plain and simple: who wins the 18th hole? And those were the matches that swing. You know, if you're one up, or say if you're one up, you lose last hole, go to even, or you win the last hole and you get a point. I mean, these little half points to point swings are enormous over the course of, you know, an entire cup. And the teams that we've been a part of in the President's Cup wins that at least I've been a part of, we've handled the 18th hole well. And in the Ryder Cup, you know, we haven't. You know, the blowouts that we've either have received in the Ryder Cup, we didn't play the 18th hole well. And in the blowouts that we've had in the President's Cups where we've blown the internationals out, it's because we've won the 18th hole. And so the matches are generally very tight, and who plays the last hole well usually determines the cup.
Mic 3 at the front, Mark.
Tiger, I wondered, could you describe the dynamic of the first hole, the whole atmosphere at a Ryder Cup? And do you remember the first tee shot you did hit, I believe 97? And what do you make of the massive gala? What do you think it's going to be like that with that grandstand out there this week?
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I mean, it's going to be, you know, it's an awesome environment. Because when we had, I'm sure you were there in Wales. It was, for some reason, I don't know what it was acoustically, but they were so close together that it was reverberating. You know, it was so loud, and you know, we could hear it on the putting green, which was right next to the first tee. But when we got on that first tee, I mean, you could actually feel it, and that was fun to be a part of. I loved it, and I think this week will be exactly like that. But I think the decibels will be up a little higher. My first Ryder Cup, I remember going out with Mark O'Meara, and I was telling him, well, he was the vet, so he says, you know, the way the golf course sets up, you should tee off the odds. And I said, well, I kind of like the evens. And because at the time we were playing foursomes first. And he said, no, the odds are good for you, and the way it sets up for us. No, I like evens. He said, why do you want evens? Because you have to hit the first tee shot. And I said, no. Then he says, no, you're hitting the first tee shot. He's the vet. So I listened, and I hit a 2-iron. I trapped it down there in the fairway. It's like, whew, that's all good. And Davis was a part of that team as well. And he went through a very similar experience with Tom Kite in, what was it, 93. Feeling the same thing. You know, going to the first tee, he was telling Tom, hey, why don't you hit the first tee shot? So, you know, there's a lot of nerves, and it's excitement. I mean, it really is. It's something we don't get to experience in that regard, because it's the final round of a tournament on the very first hole, and every match you teed up. And it's a different atmosphere, and one that we absolutely love.
Far right, Tiger, mic 1, please, Jeff.
Tiger, you've played a lot of foursomes matches. It's a different game with a different rhythm. What could you describe how you've evolved with your comfort level there, and to you, what's the importance of the golf ball there? How important is that?
Yeah, you know, it is very different now than when it was when I first started playing the cups, because initially it was the old one ball rule. And so a lot of times you were paired up with guys that played the same exact ball. So we didn't have to make that many adjustments. Now it's more of basically the player. And we have so many damn different devices that can check golf balls and how they fly that you can figure out how the golf ball's flying, what are the distances and all these different things, and make those adjustments. You know, before it was just, okay, well, you played that ball, you played that ball, you guys are going out together. Yeah, but we never see each other throughout the entire year, but you guys play the same ball, and go ahead and go. But now it's very different, and you know, some of the golf balls spin more than others. You know, I play a very spinny golf ball, whereas others play a ball that doesn't spin as much. So there is some adjustments to be made. You know, the most important thing is who's ever hitting the iron shot into the green, that's the guy, that's the ball you're playing with off the tee. Because you don't want a player to have to adjust his iron game and the distances he's hitting. And sometimes you got to make an adjustment on par fives, whether you go 4-2 or not. And if the guy's hitting we know you're going to get to a par five in 3. Well, if that's the case, then the guy's hitting the wedge shot, obviously hitting the tee shot, so you're going to play that ball.
And the last question's 3, please, Tiger.
Tiger, looking at the like the television viewing figures from Sunday, which are remarkable, like the best of the season, better than a lot of the majors. Are you ready for America to start looking to you again the way that they used to so soon after you've come back? You seem to have a huge importance there.
Honestly, I didn't see the ratings, so I don't know.
They're huge.
Are they good?
Yeah, they're really good.
Okay.
They're really good. Really
It's sorry, I've been a little bit busy, so I haven't looked. Yeah, if the ratings are as you said, huge, especially against football on Sunday, you know, in the States, that's a big deal. And for us to be able to promote golf like that, and for me to experience a scene like we had on 18, the people, you know, running behind us and getting that excited, you know, the art of, you know, I've described this to you guys before, the art of the golf clap is gone. People don't clap because how can you clap when you have a cell phone in your hand? And so people are now screaming, and they're pretty loud, and especially late in the day when it's hot and they've tipped back a few, it gets even louder. And I think this week will be the same, but even louder.
I won't ask for a round of applause, Tiger, but thank you for your time. Cheers.
Yeah, thank you.